Hi, I'm Mason. I'm from the YouTube channel It's Raining Red, and a lot of you have been wanting me to do like a story about my life. And I've been getting comments on my YouTube from a couple people saying, oh, well, you should do a story about your life. That'd be kind of interesting. So, without further ado, I thought I would try and do that. So, my full name is Mason Scott Williams. Uh, the reason that Scott is my middle name is because that's what my real dad's middle name was Scott. Williams is more of a Irish middle name, I think is where it comes from. And Mason means masonry, so something to do with construction. Well, anyway, the year was 1998, and it was January. And my mom was pregnant with me when she was 17. So I was born January 16th, 1998. Pretty good year, had Teletubbies, Blues Clues, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And the year went by, and then it was, I think 2000, 2001. 2001, my sister Marissa was born. Having a sister is kind of fun, and it's kind of not. When I was a little bit younger, I would try putting fingernail polish on my fingers. I don't know why. That's just what I did. And I don't know. It was weird. I went to elementary school when I was really little. I don't remember how old. Elementary was fun. I got in trouble a little bit because I was kind of one of those kids that didn't like to do their homework, and I got in trouble, so that wasn't fun. My dad worked in construction. He is what was called a thermal insulator engineer, or THIE for short. My dad worked at a place called Comtech. It was a really old company, and they shut down like a long time ago. But my dad was a hard worker. He wanted to get shit done, and he did. Um, and one of the things that my dad did was you had to lay down like fiber optic cable underground, and it was a hard job. But one of the things that he got to do was my dad helped with one of the Facebook headquarters. He helped build one of the Hy-Vees. Hy-Vee is a grocery store, in case you don't know. He was just a good person. Um, you know, and I was really close to my dad, and we did a lot of fun stuff together. We went camping. I got a story. So I was pretty little, me and my sister, and then my mom and my dad. We went camping at a campground called Springbrook, and it was a nice campground. But anyway, to get to my story, so my mom made peanut butter and honey sandwiches on white bread. And one time there was like a bee by my dad, and he would take a bite of his sandwich, and there was a bee in his sandwich, like in the bread. And it was funny because my dad took a bite of his sandwich and was, so I couldn't understand him. Um, but we used to go camping. I don't really go camping anymore just because like I'm an adult, so I don't really do stuff like that. Me and my dad used to do bike riding. Bike riding was a lot of fun. Uh, my dad used to take me out with like with a BB gun, and we got to shoot beer cans. That was fun. We used to do a lot of things together, and I really miss him every day. Um, and in 2013, my well, let me just redo that. And I think it was 2010 I started middle school. That was the worst year of my life. It was horrible. Um, I got bullied a lot growing up, and people didn't really care that I was getting bullied. I have a disability called cerebral palsy, and um, it's hard for me to explain what it is, but I'll explain a little bit of what it is. So cerebral palsy, it's different. Um, I have had 10 surgeries done on my legs just to walk because my feet would always turn in, and that was not a good thing. Um, so I had to go to a hospital a long time ago called Shriners in St. Paul, Minnesota. Got that done, and in 2013, my dad passed away. Um, and it was really hard. And in fact, I was in high school, so I was done with middle school. I was in high school, and I think I was like sophomore, junior, or no, I was a junior. And in 2013, I got a phone call that my dad passed away. And my grandma was like, Mason, your dad passed away. And I said, what? Because I can't understand, couldn't comprehend things. Um, so cerebral palsy is where my brain was not fully developed as a child, so it took me longer for me to physically learn things and get taught things, and that's okay. Like that happens with anybody. But um, yeah, in 2013, my dad passed away. He was driving to work, and um, he was driving a car, and he didn't know that the road curved. You know how roads have curves, and first you're like driving like this, and then it curves like that. Well, he didn't know there was a curve in the road, and he the car went airborne. He hit a tree. He had a heart attack. He fell asleep at the wheel, and he died. And it was really sad, you know. And every day, I wish I could bring my dad back every day. I know I can't, but I wish I could. I went back to high school probably the next day. I made a Facebook post on my Facebook saying my dad passed away, blah, blah, blah. And I got hate comments. people were like, oh, well, it should have been you. Oh, well, like people were just mean. And, it's kind of dumb that people were rude to me and like mean to me. And when I was in school and I was in the cafeteria eating breakfast, I had people like sit by me, and a couple of the people were like, "Well, what's your problem?" Like meaningly, like, "What's your problem? Like, why are you acting like this?" And I said, "Well, my dad just passed away." I was pissed off, and when I was in high school, I had my license, and so I drove to the high school because it was only like a couple blocks from where I lived. And so I drove to school. I had a minivan that I drove, and I got upset because one of the things that I was wanting to do was a PowerPoint about my dad. And I remember I was in high school and my principal looked at me and he was like, "Oh, well, we can't do that." Okay, but my dad died. Yes, I know my dad is with me in spirit, but why can't I do a PowerPoint about my dad? And he's like, "Well, we can't allow that here. We can't." And I remember I was pissed off. There was there was a form I had to sign to like clock out of school because I was pissed off because I wanted to do a PowerPoint about my dad, and then I had people when I was in school make fun of me because my dad died, and it was really sad. Um, but being in high school had its perks. When I was a junior or senior, I got to go get food from places. Um, we had a Chinese place where I lived at, and I got combination fried rice. It was really good. And the other time, um, I rode my bike. So it was either me driving my minivan or it was me riding my bike. And some of the times I rode my bike to school because it'd be nice out. And one of the times I got fried chicken because I was hungry. And, school food is okay once in a while, but it was one of the days they were having like Crispitos or something, and I didn't like those. And so I went to a place called Ant Pride. It was a gas station, but they also did like fried chicken, macaroni, bunch of cool stuff like that. So sometimes I would either get Chinese food or I'd get like fried chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, blah blah blah. And yeah, it was fun. But I was pissed off at people because I really wanted to do a story or a PowerPoint about my dad. And when I got told that, oh, well, you can't do a PowerPoint about him. Okay, but you're not hearing me. Like, my dad died. You're not letting me do a PowerPoint about him. What are your reasonings? Nothing. I remember I got pissed off and I took off, filled out a sheet so I could clock out, and I took off because I was upset. So I took a drive went to go clear my head, and I went to a park in my town. I parked my minivan. I had some music going. I loved heavy metal. I still do love heavy metal. And I parked my van, and I was upset. I was crying. I was pissed off. And it wasn't really fun seeing me pissed off. The next couple of days after that, it was fine. But I started graduating in 2017 from high school. And that was fun. Um, I tried going to college, and college was okay, but their system was really messed up. Um, I thought I could get help with some of the homework I had, and they were like, "Oh, well, you need to go to a dorm." No, I thought you could help me. Yeah, you need to go to a dorm. They'll help you. When I was in college, I quit taking my meds. I would not advise you to do that. But I took meds because I thought I was fine. I thought I was okay. And I got really depressed. So I didn't take my meds when I was in college. College wasn't working out. So I quit. I wrote a check, assigned it, and gave it to the housing director. I said, "I'm sorry. This isn't working out." And that's it. Um, I started a job in Adel, where I used to live, called Brick Street Books and Cafe. It was a fun job. We did a lot with the coffee machine. We got to make our own coffee with the coffee beans and the milk frother and all that, and that was fun. I got taught a lot on how to roll silverware, helping customers with orders, making food for people, giving them a slice of pie if they wanted one. And some of the times when, we worked at food places, we would get discounts. So sometimes I would take like a piece of pie home or a breakfast sandwich or a whole thing of biscuits and gravy because I love biscuits and gravy. That stuff's good. Um, that job was fun until it shut down. They didn't have enough money to run it, so they closed it down. And there was a bakery. Is called River to River North. Um, but now that's a cafe and a bakery. So they do pies, scones, omelets, breakfast sandwiches, pizza, stuff like that. And that was fun. And probably after I was done living in a place called Eagle Grove, I moved to a place called Ames, Iowa. And Ames was fun for a little bit, but I also had people that thought were my friends that were taking advantage of me. One of them was making me buy alcohol for them, and that's not happening ever again. And it was really hard. I made friends with 3 people, and I still talk to them every day. Um, my first friend that I made when I lived in Ames, his name was Rio. And then I met a friend named Austin Scartweet. And then my other friend's name was Zach Marion, and he was cool. But, we were all like the quiet group of people, and I got along with a lot of them. But also got peer pressured. One time I had someone asking if I wanted to do crack, and I said no, just because I don't do that stuff. Like, I'm hoping someday I can do weed because I did weed before, and I'm hoping someday where I live at that they will pass a law that says that they will legalize weed. I don't know if they will, but I am hoping someday that that will happen. Um, 2018, I left my ex girlfriend. We got into a lot of fights, and then she decided to sleep with my best friend, whose name was Austin Goose. She kept denying it, and it was really hard. Um, we just kept getting into a lot of fights. She would always yell at me. Um, I got physically and mentally abused by her, and it was not fun. Um, so what I had to do next was go to a courthouse, and I had to log in to a court website, and me and my mom had to go to a courthouse and write an eviction notice for my ex girlfriend because she just wasn't doing what she was supposed to, and it wasn't going to last with me and my ex girlfriend. It really wasn't, because there's lots of better people out there. Um, so we wrote an eviction notice and I signed it. And the eviction notice was for my ex girlfriend because we had an agreement that when she decided to live with me that she would help pay for the internet and do groceries and do all that. And she got groceries but refused to pay for the internet. And I remember I was talking to my mom and we were filling out the eviction notice after I signed it and everything. I was like, this needs to get done. So we got the eviction notice filled out. I signed it, and we were living in an apartment together. And I had to evict her because my ex girlfriend was one of those people that were toxic. And a couple days went by, and I took her to court. Where they called it, it was called clerk of court. Basically, I had to dress. You know, I had to dress nice because I was going in front of a judge. My mom was there. My stepdad was there, and I had to explain to the judge what was going on. And my ex girlfriend's in there, just bawling her head off, begging me to get back with her, and I said, "Nope, not gonna happen." Um, right after the eviction notice, got done, over with, there was a sheriff that followed her back to the apartment to get her stuff. And if my ex girlfriend didn't pick up her stuff, then we had the right to throw it away. Um, and then I started talking to Violet. And we started talking after me and my ex girlfriend broke up. And, you know, Violet was dating a couple people that weren't really right for her. Um, one of them, one of them raped Violet. And I don't know why. And then the other one was just being really mean to her. Um, and as you all know, Violet and I have been together for 9 years, and it's been going good. Like, I don't have a problem with her. We're going to see each other in 2027, and I'm really excited. So that's gonna be fun. But more about how I met Violet. So after me and my ex girlfriend broke up, I started talking to Violet, and we started talking to each other on a gaming website called Roblox. And we both had some old accounts, and she came across my profile and started messaging me. And she was like, "Well, I think I remember you." And I said, "How?" "Well, I had a vision of you." And I was like, "Cool." So I told her some stuff about me. She told me some stuff about her. And Violet and I have been dating for 9 years. And next year is going to be 10 years that we've been dating. Violet used to have a mom and a stepdad, but a long time ago she came out as transgender. And her mom and stepdad didn't like that. So, what her mom and stepdad decided to do was disown her, not talk to her, not have contact with her. And she was like and Violet was telling me all of what was going on. And I was like, well, I'll talk to you. Like, I'll get to know you more. And then, like, if you're comfortable, we'll date. And what pissed me off is people have been saying that me and Violet's relationship has been an on and off relationship. And, my relationship has not been an on off relationship. Like, this relationship is still going. Like, we haven't broken up, our relationship is still going. Well, anyway, um, we found out that the more that me and Violet were talking to each other, we had a lot of things in common. Like, we both liked listening to music, we both liked playing video games, watching movies, all kinds of fun stuff. And in my head, I was like, well, this is going to be a girl for me because we have a lot of things in common. We both like each other. Like, there's nothing that's going to go wrong, you know? Like, honestly, I'm one of those people that has a specific type of person. It's not a bad thing, but, with a girl like Violet, like, we're going to be dating a long time. I mean, I proposed to her. I got her an engagement ring. So that means that I'm serious about this whole relationship. I mean, none of it is going to go anywhere. I mean, we're not breaking up anytime soon. We're staying together forever. And that's the way it's going to be. Um, you know, Sometimes when it's her birthday, I will buy her something. Usually it will consider like a box of chocolate or a phone charger or a ring if she wants it or a necklace. It kind of just really depends, right? So sometimes if I have spending money, I buy people things. if they need them. If not, then it's okay. But anyway, to continue. So, yeah, me and Violet are going to meet each other in person in 2027. I'm really excited. It's going to be my first time on an airplane going to Oregon. I mean, it's just crazy. Because I've been wanting to go on an airplane ever since I was like a little kid. Like, I was like, oh, I bet I'm going to go on one someday. And now I actually get to. In 2027, in January, on my birthday, I get to actually start planning the trip to Oregon. I'm hoping maybe we can stay like 3 or 4 days in Oregon, maybe 5, because I want to do things with Violet, but I also want her to show me around. Like, we plan on doing a lot of things when we're there. My mom wants us to do like a train ride. And yes, I'm going to take pictures of me and Violet. They'll probably be on my phone or my Facebook, one of the two. And we're going to go on a train ride, try to. And then I'm going to also try and see if we can go to like Olive Garden for our first date, or maybe In and Out. Because I've been wanting to go to the restaurant In and Out, and I've never been there. And I've kind of been wondering what it's like. We're going to go to a coffee place called Dutch Bros. That's going to be very, very interesting. I'm just really excited that I actually get to meet Violet in person. I think it's going to go really well. I mean, she's the type of person that doesn't really break up with people. I mean, if she's with somebody, she's with them. Like, she doesn't break up with people. And, you know, it's gonna be really interesting because I also get to meet her foster mom too, which I think will be fun. But then I'm also hoping that she can stay in a hotel room with me. I mean, I talked to her foster mom about that like a couple days ago, and she seemed fine with it. So I'm hoping she can. But my mom and my stepdad kind of want approval of that before we do that, because like if Violet is unable to stay with us at a hotel, it's fine, but I want her to. Then I can keep eyes like on her if she has like a seizure, or if she's shaking, then I can be like, okay, come here, you know. Obviously, we're gonna have our first kiss in Oregon. It's gonna be fun. Get some pictures. Probably most of the pictures are gonna be on my phone, but it'll be cool. It'll be fun. Um, you know, my mom says that having her move up to where I'm at may not happen, but in January I'm gonna be 29 years old. And I know, like, she lives in an adult foster home, but listen, she's her own guardian, okay? Like, my mom and stepdad kind of don't really think it's a good idea for her to move up here because it would be too soon and I'd have to go visit her more, but I think it's a good idea. If she doesn't move up here, it's going to be really devastating to me and it's going to break my heart. Like, I think if Violet moves here and she's with me, I can just keep an eye on her, make sure she's okay. Because she doesn't want to be in Oregon. She wants to live with me. And that's what I want for her to do too, is live with me. But my parents just don't think I'm ready for that. But I think I am. I mean, Violet is the most prettiest and attractive girl that I've ever talked to. Every time I talk to her, like we we just have feelings for each other. We both like each other. And I think if she moves up here, we get like her dentist here and her meds here and all that, she'll be fine. But I think everybody's just kind of worried about it. My stepdad thinks I should go visit her 3 more times. And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, yes, like maybe in the future I would go visit her, but I want her to live here with me so I can keep an eye on her. If she's having a seizure, if she's having a bad dream, like, what is the whole point of me trying to go visit her 3 more times? If she can just move here, all she has to do is sign a couple papers, and that's it. I know it sounds annoying that I'm wanting Violet to live here with me, but she's cute and she's pretty. And if her and my parents get along, like, why wouldn't she want to live with me? I know it's a lot to ask, and I know, like, it might be like me rushing things, but I do want her to live with me because she has seizures. She has a hard time falling asleep. If I keep an eye on Violet, she will be just fine. But everybody's worried about it. I don't know what to do. All I want is Violet to live with me so she can be happy. And, if we go shopping or something, then she can help me with whatever she's wanting to get to eat or whatever. I think that Violet should live with me. We have a lot in common. We both like playing video games. We both like listening to music. We both like watching movies. Like, I just don't really see the problem in Violet living with me. I know it may be like I'm saying this a lot, and it may sound like that I'm rushing like my relationship, but I'm not. But what I want you guys to do is comment down below on this video. Comment down below and comment if you think Violet should live with me or if she shouldn't. Comment down below on this video if you think Violet should live with me. Do a thumbs up. If you think Violet shouldn't live with me, do a thumbs down. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I rambled a lot, but I hope Violet will live with me. And yeah.